cars are supportive. You hear honk honk and people are like, yeah, like that's awesome. And then there's the people who feel like the roads belong to the cars and that we shouldn't be there. And they can get really aggressive.
Because we have to share the road, of course, but it's very difficult when, for example, Clutch City, Critical Mass, and I keep bringing these two up because they're so big that when you're going down a street, there's no way to control that many people to allow the people behind us to go. So on those instances, it is kind of difficult to say who's right or wrong.
But really, that's really the only hostility is having patience. You know, people don't have patience for anything, whether it's a biker, anything in general. So I think that's the most, I guess the troublesome part is people just need to go and they don't think about anybody else around them. And I think that's where biking has caused a lot of risk.
2 situations where they've been caught on tape, where they have attacked the car, they damaged it badly. It makes a lot of cyclists look bad.
With my route planning, we do the Monday night rides, and with my route planning, I try to go on bike designated streets. So I use Google Maps, and hopefully people are more understanding because there are the signs with the bikes and the bikes painted on the street, and so I feel more entitled to be there.
If there's 4 lanes, we could use 2 of them. I said, let the cars go, let the cars. And a lot of times we don't really have any issues on my ride. I carry this annoying whistle, and they, you know, it's like, hey, stop. Get to the right, or I'll just stop everybody and I'll go back once or twice, and it's very hard to control everybody.
Just being mindful of, you know, people's hobbies and just kind of, if you already know that there's a bike lane or a bike road, like kind of if that's not your thing, then avoid it. But really it's just being mindful of a human life.
These events are open to the public, so anyone can show up. And most of the people that are showing up are not trying to cause problems. But there are, you know, some kids in the crowd. We call them the wheelie kids. We're not opposed to wheelies. Like, wheelies are good, but it's the swerving. And it's a thing. It can be exciting, you know, but it's dangerous. And especially when they're swerving into the cyclists, it has caused a lot of accidents.
It's awesome they do wheelies, but when I have my wife, or my friend's, sister, and you got these wheelie kids going like this, and they're not that they're not experienced drugs, but that scares somebody.
Families, it's children, people are out there, they're riding their bikes, they're just trying to have a good time. They're not out there to cause problems. It's just a little patience.
If you're gonna do that, you don't do it on the social ride, and if you do it in the back. Not swerving when you got like 100 people right here. You know, literally the person behind you doesn't even know they're coming. I love watching everybody. I love watching them too, but I just don't like it when they do that and they don't take responsibility. So if you're gonna be in a crowd, at least try to respect everybody.
I've been riding most of my life. I started out on a Huffy around the age of 8, riding up and down my block.
I started biking like in the 90s as a bike messenger. Started with the movie like with Kevin Bacon, Quicksilver.
After moving back here from San Diego, and that was East End Bike Ride Cemetery Ride. I saw it online and I wasn't quite ready. I couldn't find my lights and I was like aired up my tires and I just went for it.
So I would ride at the bus to downtown and I found all these messengers there, and I would walk up to them, and eventually they told me to go to the Yellow Pages and go to under couriers. I got into Hot Shot, Beeline, couriers. Became friends with those guys. Some of those guys are still around. Some of them have died. They have a special page called Houston Courier Scum. That's what we call ourselves back then.
There was a Monday night ride here at the bike shop before COVID. The owner and my boyfriend, Danny, ran that one. And then they stopped for like 2 years during COVID because they were so busy, swamped with all the customers. So I stepped up and agreed to do it. And I feel like I really didn't realize what I was taking on when I took it on. But it's so much fun and it's so rewarding that you just want to keep it going.
I was going out like on Thursday downtown, and I just happened to see like all these bikers like at a light, and I was like, what is this? And somebody I knew that I was with knew about it. They told me the group it was. I looked it up, And after that, I was like, all right, next week I'm gonna try it.
It just happened because of my biking. One of the law firms hired me to work inside the office like Kevin Bacon. And that's when I got on the internet. I found my buddy Chris on Facebook and so on. And he invited me 7 years ago to start biking with Critical Mass, which is one of the biggest rides here in Houston. Asked me for about 6 months, so until I gave in, I loved it. Me and two of my friends from one of those groups that I met, it's like we started riding by ourselves. It's like, man, we need to do our own group. So we did Illegal Amigos in 2018. But right now we're at a steady, I'm gonna say about 100.
Once you become like an avid biker, like it's just, you just want to bike wherever, whenever, with whoever. And I think that's the greatest part of it, is it's universal.
Most of the crews are very inviting and friendly, like just start showing up and introduce yourself and get out there and start pedaling.
For starters, I always suggest Clutch City and Critical Mass because there's so many people that you're not gonna be left behind or lose the group, you know? That's the one, but mine and Monday, she won't leave you, but I will.
They're all over the city or all over the United States. I've been to the one here, I've been to the one in Phoenix, and I've been to the one in Austin. Nobody tops it but Houston.
There's so many rides out there, you have to pick the one that suits you. You know, if you want to go fast. Mondays, Momo Mondays, sometimes I go, but sometimes they go too fast for me. You know, I don't want to do that.
I do see a lot of people that take their bike that's been sitting around 10 years in their garage and just put air in the tires and get out there. Make sure it's in working order. You could end up in a bad situation. Wear the helmet, wear the gloves, gear up, get a good bike.
Get a bike!
Critical Mass, out here with my boys, all these guys out here. Nice little crew out here today. Everybody's been cool, man. Everybody hangs out. There's no drama. New people, old, young. But as you can see, it's just all kinds of people around here. My buddy Mauricio, he told me, come out, let's do it, and start socializing, meeting people. And I was like, all right, cool, Doug. So it took about a year. He told me he grinded me for a year, talking about let's go, and I never did it. And then one day I got tired of being at home, and I was like, all right, let me go try it. So I bought a bike, I came out there, and I'm loving it now, bro. I'm loving it now.
Hell yeah.
Hell yeah.